Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna work on this gorgeous bracelet. One of my subscribers, her name is Marcia, suggested the name Victorian Gate and I loved it. So it's gonna be Victorian Gate. These are the colors I've already used on this one. All the links and the names will be in the description box. And I've used black Nymo and I've used this bronze clasp. I will leave the links of this stuff together. So if you purchase them together, you sort of get a kit for this one. And for today, I'm going to be using this color. So I'm going to be using gold Miyuki Delica, white Delica, 15-0 Tohos, and 11-0 Tohos. They're already here. Then you're going to need a stop bead. I'm going to be using this gold clasp as well. But I'm going to show you how to add this and this since I'm already using this one here. Then we're going to be using a peyote starter I made in the last tutorial, which will help us start outcome peyote. Then you're going to need the pattern. I've left a photo of this on my Instagram and Facebook page, so you can go there and print it out. Then you're going to need a marker to mark the pattern, needles to start off, and thread Nymo B. So I'm going to thread my needle with about 2 meters and then we're going to get straight to work. So first we have to do this peyote component. And you need the pattern for that. It's pretty easy. You can just take a screenshot of this and of this in case you don't follow me on social media, and you can just print them off. Now I'm gonna be using peyote starter. I usually like to follow written pattern, but when you use a peyote starter you cannot use 2 rows straight away, so you have to do 1 row and then 1 row, and for that first 2 rows I'm gonna use graph. So I'm gonna take a stop bead, take my needle through, leave a short tail, like about 6 inches maybe. Take my needle through the stop bead. And I like to do it twice, so I know it will stay in place. So first we're gonna go through the first row. These are the letters that are on top: B, B, A, B, B, B. And here on my tray you can already see I have A as gold and B as white. So first is 2 B's. I'm gonna pick up 1 B. See how I'm holding my peyote starter where you have this angle here? So I'm gonna go through the first sticky out bead and another B, and then 1 A. And I like to mark off the progress, so it's gonna be B, B, A. Then it's 4 B's. One, 2, 3, and 4. So that's 4 B's. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it's A. And then it's again 4 B's. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're just gonna mark them off. A, B, 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 B. And then it's A and 2 B. And now we go back following the second row. It's usually pretty difficult in odd count peyote, but this peyote starter makes it pretty easy. So I'm just gonna pick up any stop bead. So I'm just gonna pick up my 11-0 Toho, go back through the bead where my thread's coming out of, go back through this last B and continue your pattern. B, A, A. Oh, it's so hard to just try to cram everything into the camera. So that's B, A, A. Then it's 3 B's. So it's 3B, 2A. B, 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 A, A. And then again, 3B, 2A, and 1B. Two A's. And last B. And since we've got the 2 rows done, I can just switch to my written pattern because I don't like following the graphs. So we are done with the first and second row. And now we do the third row. So it's 1B, 1A, 1B, A, 2B, 1A. One B, 1A, 2B, 1B, 1A, and 2B. AB, AB, A, B, A, and the last one here, B. So how you add this one, you want to take your needle, see this last white delicate, last B on the first row, you want to take your needle behind it like that. So what you're basically doing is making sure you are picking up all the threads going up and down through that bead. You don't want to pierce them. That's why you're just gonna, try to take your needle behind this bead. So you're pretty much making sure you're picking up all the threads as you go. This is the only time you have to do this. And then you just go back down through that bead. So we have 3 rows done. Row 4, 1A, 2B, 1A, B, A to B, one A, 1B, and 1A. We're just gonna do a couple more rows together, and then from there you can finish it off on your own as a same process over and over. I'm just gonna show you how to make that turn there again. 2B, 1A, 1A, 3B, and 2A. Three B, 2A, three B, 1A. And the last one, 1A. Now, every time you come back up, the last bead, you're going to be adding the exact same way as I'm going to show you now. You take your needle, see these 2 top beads? There's a bridge going over the top. You take your needle through. Just let that bead sit in there. Don't pull your thread too hard. And take your needle back. And that's how you're going to do it every time you come back up. And now you are on row 6. Finish the whole pattern and I'm going to meet you back here. So we are done with the pattern. And now I'm going to show you how to remove the peyote starter. So I'm just going to remove the needle from this end. I'm going to remove the stop bead. And then I'm going to slowly start pulling apart. Don't do it too harsh because you don't want to damage your thread. Just don't yank it off. Comes apart pretty easily. And I'm just gonna one by one undo the zip part. Remember when you used to do tubes of peyote where you zip it up? This is pretty much the opposite of it. Just as relaxing. Now here, at the end bit here, remember that stop bit we added? Just pull it slightly. Then remove the bead. And pull this off. That's it. Now, I'm gonna thread this tail. See where it's coming off? I'm gonna go back the same bead because it's a bit loose, and that's how we finish off. Just pull it, and that's it. We did odd count peyote pattern using a peyote starter. No odd turns, no twisty things, not missing steps in your pattern. I'm loving it. So now here, I'm gonna go down this bead, up this bead, and up this bead. I'm just going to turn it around. I'm going to pick up 1 11/0 and 3 15/0. Drop it down. Take my needle through the 11/0 and the second bead of the diamond. We came off one, going through the second bead. Then I'm just gonna fix my beads on top. Then I'm just gonna go down here. Go up here. And then come off the first gold bead in here. Feels a bit loose on this one, so I'm just going to pull the other tail a bit down. Pick up 1 11/0 and 3 15/0. Drop it down. Go down through the 11/0 and down the second bead of the diamond shape there. Okay, I'm just gonna hold the beads on top and pull it. And we are done here. Now I'm just gonna get rid of this tail. So I'm gonna go down here, here, up, then up here. Remove my needle and carefully snip that tail. Then I'm gonna thread this end. Then here, go through this bead, this one, go through this one, and through the point of the diamond here. Then I'm gonna pick up 550 nose, one 11 no, and then 550 nose. Usually should pile up beads for this kind of technique, but I'll manage. 550 nose, 111 no, 550 nose. Take it through the next point of the diamond. Again, 550 nose, 111 no, and 550 nose. Yeah. And then go through this last point of the diamond. And go up. I feel a bit silly for picking these colors. I hope it shows well on the camera. Then I'm just going to turn it around. I'm going to pick up 11 no and 350 nose. Drop it down. Go down through the 11 no and through the second bead of the diamond. Just hold the peacoat at the top, go down, up, one 11 no, 350 nose. Drop it down. Go through the 11 no and the second point of the diamond. Go down. Turn it around, pick up 550 nose, 111 no, and then 550 nose. Go through the next point of the diamond, 550 nose, 111 no, 550 nose. Go through the last point of the diamond. Now go ahead, make 2 more of this. So I have all 3 ready. Now I'm going to show you how to connect them between each other. So I'm just going to take one for now. We're going to do a bit of netting. So I'm going to pick up 550 nose, 111 no, and then 350 nose. Drop it down. Take my needle back through the 11 no and drop it down. Pick up 550 nose, 111 no, and then 5 more 50 nose. Take it through this 11 no here. In my usual netting videos, I tend to call this 11 no's as cross beads because that's where you're netting crosses basically. So again, pick up 550 nose, 111 no, 550 nose, and take it through this 11 0 here. Pick up 550 nose, 111 no, 550 nose, 111 no, and then 350 nose. Drop it down. And then go back through this last 11 now. So you're basically creating a picot at the top there. And then pick up 550 nose. And take a needle through this delica here. And now here, I'm gonna take my needle up, this bead, down this bead, down, and back through that point of the diamond. I'm gonna flip it over. Easy going up. Gonna go through the 50 nose, through the 11 no, through the picot, back down through the last bead and through the 11 no. And through the 50 nose and the 11 no. Like so. Pick up 550 nose, 111 no, and then 550 nose. And then down through this 11 no here. 550 nose, 111 no, and then 550 nose. And then down through this last 11 no here. Pick up 550 nose, 111 no, and then pick up 350 nose. Then I drop it all down, back through the 11 no, creating a picot there at the top. Pick up 550 nose, 111 no, 550 nose, and take it through this 11 now here. $5.50 nose, 111 no, and then $5.50 nose. Through this 11 now here. $5.50 nose, 111 no, $5.50 nose, 111 no, and then $3.50 nose. Drop it all down. Go back through that top 11 no. hold all the beads in place and pull your thread. And pick up 5 50 knots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And back down through this 11 knot here. And now I'm gonna go down here, come out of the 11 knot, go down this way, come out of the 11 knot, go down this way. Just make sure not to skip any beads on the way. Come out of the 11 knot, down this way, out of the 11 knot. Just gonna flip it over like so. Up the 15 knots and the 11 knot, around the peacock, down the 11 knot, down the 5 50 knots and the 11 knot. Now here I'm gonna bring the second unit and I'm gonna connect to this. So I'm gonna pick up 5 50 knots, drop it down, and take my needle through the 11 knot on this side. Like so. Pick up 5 50 knots, take through 11 knot on this side. Five 50 knots through the 11 knot on this side. Five 50 knots and through the 11 knot on this side. Then I'm gonna pick up 5 50 knots, 1 11 knot, drop it down, and 3 50 knots. I'm gonna drop it all down and then go through the 11 knot and create the peacock. Pick up 5 50 knots and then go through the delica here, the corner of the diamond, and pull it up. So now we just have to go to this side and add the corner of the diamond at the top. To do that, I'm just gonna go up through peyote part here. Then I'm gonna go through this last bead here. Then I'm gonna go up through the 15 knots, come out of the 11 knot, go up the 15 knots, and come out of the 11 now. Then pick up 550 nose, 111 nose, drop it down, pick up 350 nose, drop it all down. Then here, go down through the 11 nose, create the picot at the top, pick up 550 nose, and go down through the corner of the diamond here. Then I'm gonna get rid of the tail. Then here, carefully snip that tail. So just like we connected these two together, you do the same thing from here, create the netting and connect it to the last component. Now that it's done, I'm going to show you how to add your clasp, this one and this one. But here, as you can see, this clasp is quite long, so I only had to add one row of netting, but this clasp is much shorter. So I'm gonna on each side add 2 rows of netting and show you how to add this clasp. On the other side, I'm gonna show you how to add this clasp. So I'll do the netting with you just as a refresher for you. So, you know, this is the part where you adjust the length of your bracelet. So here, I'm gonna pick up, oh, I need more 50 nails here. So I'm gonna pick up 550 nose, 111 nose, drop it down, 350 nose, drop it all down, go down the 11 nose, pick up 550 nose, 111 nose, and then 550 nose, and then go down through this 11 nose here, my cross bead, pick up 550 nose, 111 nose, 550 nose, go down through this 11 nose, pick up 550 nose, 111 nose, 550 nose, 111 nose, and then 350 nose. Drop it all down. Take my needle through this 11 nose here. Pick up 550 nose and go through this delica here. Then I'm gonna go down and back through the same 11 now. I'm just gonna turn around here as it's easier. Go up the 50 nose through the 11 now and around the picot. Down the 50 nose. And down the 11 now. Now I'm gonna pick up 5 50 nose, 1 11 0 and 5 50 nose. Down this 11 0 here. 5 50 nose, 1 11 0 and then 5 50 nose. Down this 11 0. Now pick up 5 50 nose, 1 11 0 and 3 50 nose. Drop it down. Go back through the 11 0. And now pick up 5 50 nose, 1 11 0 and then 5 50 nose. Go through this 11 0 here. Five 50 nose, 1 11 0, 5 50 nose. Go through this 11 0 here. Pick up 5 50 nose, 1 11 0, 5 50 nose, 1 11 0 and 3 50 nose. Drop it all down. Go back through this last 11 0. And then pick up 5 50 nose. So pretty much every time you end up going backwards, you just have to go back around and come out of, go around the peacoat and come out of the 11 0 here. So I'm gonna go back. I'm just gonna flip it over, go up, around the peacoat, down through the 11 0. And down here. So I've added 2 rows of netting. I'm gonna go ahead, add the new threads and add 2 rows of netting on this side as well. Now that both sides are done, I'm gonna show you first how to add this one. So I'm gonna pick up 4 50 nose, 1 11 0 and 4 50 nose. And down this one. So it creates a more flatter surface because the number of 50 nose is smaller. 4 50 nose, 1 11 0 and 4 50 nose. Down this 11 0. Now I'm just gonna go up go around the picot. And back down. And come out here. Here we are. I'm gonna take one side of the clasp, take my needle from bottom to up, go through 150 no and 11 no. Go through bottom up and through the same 2 beads. Here you go. And then take my needle through the 11 no and one more 50 no after the 11 no. Through the second hole from bottom up. And then go through 150 no, 11 no, and then 150 no. Bottom up through the same 3 beads. 50 no, 11 no. Well, let's come out of the 11 no here. Then take my needle through all 50 no's and come out of the 11 no and 150 no after 11 no. Go through the last hole bottom up, go through 11 no and 50 no, bottom up through the same 2 beads. And that's it. Obviously it would look better with a different color of the thread as here. So now we're gonna add this one. To do that, I'm gonna remove one side of the clasp. Here, I'm coming out of the 11 no. I'm gonna take my needle. See the end reaches here. I'm gonna go down the second hole of the clasp and come up the first one. And take my needle around the 11 no. That's it. And then I'm just gonna reinforce. Go down the second hole. Up the first one, out the first one. And down the 11 no. That's done. Then I'm gonna take my needle to this 11 no here. And then when I come out of the 11 no, I'm gonna also go through 150 no on the other side of the 11 no. Here, I don't know if you want me to count here, but so what I want to do, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So I'm gonna go through the 7th hole down. Oh, it's so hard to get your needle down. Okay. And then out 2 holes down. So that's the 5th one. So I'm just basically trying to align my 11 O's with the holes of the clasp. So like so. And then I'm gonna go through 150 no, 11 no, and 50 no. and then go back through the same hole my needle went through. Pull my needle and then back out the same hole. And then through the same 3 beads. And now I'm gonna take my needle through the last 11 now. Then down this last hole, up the previous one, through the 11 now, and reinforce. And that's it. Once you've added your clasp, all you have to do is just get rid of the tail and add the second side the same way. And that's the end of our tutorial. Our Victorian gate is done. So this is bronze dark colors. And this is very feminine petite white gold. And look at the clasp. I'm chuffed with this clasp. It's the first project I've done using it, so it's pretty. And then this one. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. All the products and links will be in the description box, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.